Prologue Episode 2, Christopher. We now officially aboard the UIC Tabitha, which is our home ship, which will be our main hub for what I can see is basically the remainder of the game. We'll have some off-world dealings here and there, but mainly this is our home. So 16 hours later from where we last left off on Mayvheen and Vera. Lieutenant Ahafa and Ensign Alyakov. But again, I apologize if I butcher these names. Definitely not trying to do it. Had returned to the UIC Tabitha without any further Cephilusks interference. They had each compiled a confidential after-action report sent to the closest gate via an encrypted tight beam broadcast. From there, the transmission was bounced from gate to gate until it reached the Soul Gate, ultimately Lunar Command. Mayvheen was in her room waiting to be summoned to her debriefing. She was kneeling on a small red pillow placed on the floor near the foot of her bed. She reached for the bright red cloth blanket hidden under the mattress, pressed it against her chest before covering her head with the soft fabric to hide herself from the world. Meow. What is it, little one? Meow. Do you miss your friend? Of course you do. Meow. Are you hungry? I don't think I have any food that you will like. Mayvheen carefully returned the blanket to its hiding spot under the mattress and got up. She rummaged through her personal storage modules in the wall looking for something that Cleo could eat. A protein bar? Will you eat this? Meow? Mayvheen opened the wrapper and held it out towards the cat. Cleo rubbed against her leg and sniffed the wrapper. Does it smell good? It does? Cleo took a hesitant bite from the bar. Well? Meow. He chewed on the bite of bar like a toffee, his long tongue darting between the sharp teeth. Cleo swallowed and took another bite. Good. At least I know you won't starve. I have enough to worry about. Mayvheen watched as Cleo ate the rest of the bar before turning his attention to the small, transparent bottle cap that she had dropped from the storage module earlier. He bent down towards the cat. Let's let him play with the cap. You can play with that bottle cap if you like. Meow? Oh, you like bottle caps, do you? Meow. You can play with it, just don't swallow it, alright? Meow. Cleo dashed over to the bottle cap, jumping over it and attacking it with his paws. Mayvheen watched with a smile as he rolled onto his back, casually clawing in the direction of the bottle cap. You remind me of the stray community cat on Luna, Old Goose. He didn't have a home. He went where he wanted. Everyone loved him. Goose was just as curious as you, always chewing on things. His favorite were cardboard boxes. He would even play fetch with the kids. This pet kitty. Mayvheen walked over to Cleo and gently patted on the head. Here you go. Cleo stopped to rub his head against Mayveen's outstretched hand. Meow. There was a soft knock on the door. Who is it? Kiaria. Sorry. Come in. The door swished open and Dr. Amaya stepped inside. Kiaria, it's good to see you. It's good to see you too, Mayvheen. It's good to have you back on board. Can I make you some synth coffee? Perhaps another time. This isn't a social visit. Oh, I just wanted to check in on you to see how you were doing. Mayvheen noticed the doctor's eyes scanned the room, and Mayvheen stepped forward, placing herself between the doctor and her bed. I know you haven't been debriefed yet, but I saw the preliminary after-action report. So, how are you doing? I'm, you know. The doctor turned away to look at Cleo. Mayvheen took the opportunity to quickly place the small red pillow back on her bed. I'm doing better, thanks. I was upset. I still am. But I thought about everything. And I've decided that there wasn't much that could have been done differently. Dr. Amaya was still looking at the cat. That's probably true. Is this the animal that belonged to the girl from Katsi? Yes, I decided to adopt him. Did Captain Malone sign off on that decision? We haven't discussed it in person. There shouldn't be any issues. I see. Have you slept since you returned? I have. I managed to get a few hours of rest. Good. Very good. Mayvheen. Dr. Amaya glanced at the red pillow on Mayveen's bed. You know you can talk to me about anything, right? I know. And anything you tell me is confidential. I'm aware. Yaria, what's going on? Is there something you aren't telling me? No, of course not. It's nothing. Mayvheen shifted the weight onto her other leg as she waited for Dr. Amaya to continue carrying the conversation. There was only awkward silence. Well, okay. I better go check on Vera also. Thank you, Doctor. Do come by for a quick checkup after your debriefing. I will. Then we can have that synth coffee then. That will be lovely. Dr. Amaya nodded as she walked out. When the door closed, Mayvheen looked down at Cleo. Strange. What do you think that was about? You know, right? I'm crazy talking to a cat. Then again, I had a dog, so I understand talking to a pet. The woes of a lonely person. Anyways, Captain Malone and Commander Ahafa stood on the command walkway overlooking the bridge. It is Ahafa, right? Ahafa. Still working on names. There's a lot of ethnicities and different ethnic groups among the cast. So I cringe every time I feel like I'm mispronouncing the name. Below them, the command crew was busy working away at their assigned stations. Are you ready for them, Captain? Yes, I'm eager to find out exactly what they reported. Do you really think all this is because of something in their after-action reports? I don't know. I always trusted Mayvheen, but Vera can be a wild card. Just can't imagine what else would justify this kind of response. It has to be something in the reports. In the preliminary reports, all the blame should be on the Cephilusks blockade. It's possible that Lunar Command's decision had nothing to do with their reports, but the timing is very suspicious. I'm sure Lunar Command has a good reason, though. Oh, no doubt. They always do. It is usually politics. Maybe they're sending the Ma'abu to discuss something too sensitive to transmit via encrypted comm channels. We still don't know who is able to decrypt and listen to our communication when it passes through the gates. Still, calling a long-range cruiser mid-patrol, even for someone as important as a Ma'abu, is unprecedented. But all we're doing is speculating. We might have some more clarity after the debriefing. Okay, I'll send for them. Lochem activated the voice comm channel. Tabitha, will you notify Lieutenant Ahafa and Ensign Vera that we are ready for them? Done. Is there anything else, Commander? No. Thank you. That's it for now. Commander, are you sure it's wise for you to be here for this debriefing? Depending how things go, church and state, sir. It doesn't matter that she's my sister. In theory, yes, but you will be taking the lead. I'm just worried about the optics. We can briefly pause your command evaluation. No one will blame you. Sir, with all due respect, I've served under you for almost my whole career. Have you ever known me be partial or to have my judgment impaired by a personal relationship? No, you're right. If you set out to be impartial, I know you will be. Thank you. Besides, if I'm to pass and ever be captain of my own ship, Mayvheen will probably follow me there. If people can't learn to trust me now, they won't trust me then. Captain, I have an urgent message for your attention. What is it, Tabitha? We're about to do the debriefing. You asked to be updated on the status of Christopher 4's rendezvous. Yes, but the rendezvous is still hours away. We are no longer tracking the Christopher 4. That's to be expected, right? We chose the rendezvous spot inside the nebula specifically for its privacy. Yes, sir. So what is the issue? It's probably nothing, but I wasn't expecting to lose tracking on the Christopher 4 for another 2 hours and 37 minutes. Should we be concerned? I am unable to make an argument for or against concern. My subroutines require me to keep all commanding officers informed. Well, Commander, it's your evaluation. Are you sure? Yes, it's an excellent opportunity for some practical experience. Tabitha, confirm Commander Al-Hafa's authority as acting captain. Confirmed. Commander Al-Hafa's authority has been evaluated to acting captain since his command evaluation started 6 hours ago. Very well then. Tabitha, what are your recommended options? One moment. I have 2 noteworthy recommendations for a course of action. Recommendation 1, carrying a decision weight of 43.6 is to continue to rendezvous as planned. And the second recommendation? Recommendation 2, carrying a decision weight of 39.4 is to adjust course to the position where we lost track of the Christopher 4. Thank you. Stay the course and continue to the rendezvous. Yes, Commander. I attempted to try to do a robotic voice, but it's a lot harder than it seems. Lochem looked over to Raymond in an attempt to see if the older captain agreed with his decision. Lochem had left Luna and his family to join the fleet when he was barely 17 years old, and Raymond had become sort of a father to him. Although Raymond would never admit it, he saw Lochem as an adopted son. He enjoyed the young commander's company and tried to mentor him whenever he had the opportunity. You did well. Thank you, sir. I do want to give you a piece of advice, though. Sir? Don't put too much stock in the decision weights of recommendations. While the Tabitha's AI is a brilliant strategist, it won't factor intuition into a calculation. Don't be afraid to ask for counsel, but always trust your gut. Sir. If I may, I want to delay the debriefing. I'd like to remain on the bridge until we have safely transferred all of the Christopher 4's crew to the Tabitha. We've always preferred a hands-on approach. It's one of the qualities I admire in you. And you're acting captain. No need to ask for my permission. I'm just here to record and evaluate. Thank you, sir. Tabitha? Yes, Commander. Will you notify Lieutenant Al-Hafa and Ensign Polyakov that their debriefing will only be happening after our rendezvous with the Christopher 4 has been completed? I've sent the notification. Thank you, Tabitha. Mayvheen walked over to a large viewing port. He was staring out into space when Vera approached. Hey, any news on when the debriefing is happening? No, we're still waiting to rendezvous with the transport ship. I'm not looking forward to it. It's always weird having those civilians on board with us. It'll be good to see some new faces, though, don't you think? No, well, it doesn't matter. They'll be gone again soon enough. Do you have any idea how many more of these escorts there are going to be? I think this is one of the last ones. The whole restricted zone is pretty much evacuated by now. Good. It's stressful having to keep tabs on the passengers all the time. You don't have to watch them all the time. Have you forgotten what happened last time? Oh, Vera, that was an isolated incident. He was a troubled individual. How do you know there aren't any more troubled individuals on the Christopher? We've changed protocols, and Tabitha will be monitoring the whole crew. No civilians will be able to get near an airlock. I know, because I'll be watching them. I wonder where they are. Mayvheen leaned against the reinforced glass with her hands. She was trying to spot the Christopher 4, even though she knew it would be almost impossible to see with the naked eye. Her thoughts were drifting. She thought of Katsi colony and their encounter with the Cephilusks. He was glad to be alive and back on Tabitha. Unlike Katya, the girl, he wished they had been able to save her. Could she have done anything more? Something different? He didn't think so. But had she truly made all the right decisions? And if she did, why was this debriefing turning such a big deal? Had she missed something? He was worried. He hoped it went well. He didn't want her actions from the mission to reflect poorly on her brother's command evaluation. Vera was still talking to her, but Mayvheen wasn't paying attention. May. I could see you are distracted. Oh, I'm sorry. You have my full attention now. How are you doing? We haven't had much time to talk since we've been back. I'm okay, honestly. Did Dr. Amaya come to see you earlier? Yeah, she agitated me more than she usually does. You know she's only trying to help, right? That's what she keeps telling me, but May. Vera paused. What is it? It's nothing. No, tell me, please. Clearly something. I don't trust her. I don't think she's our friend. Why would you say that? Just a feeling I have. Probably nothing. Do you want to tell me what you've been thinking about earlier? Oh, everything and nothing, all at the same time. I can relate. There's something mesmerizing about staring out into space like this isn't there. It's so calm, tranquil. It's hard to believe there are trillions of souls out there in the darkness, each one the protagonist of their own story. Everyone just trying to make a living. I wish Katya was here to see this view. May, don't. What? Don't go there. It'll eat you up from the inside. You're right. It's just, I can't get over it. She was still so young, you know? She's free now. No more suffering. I don't think she was suffering before. I think she was happy for a teenager. Well, until she wasn't. You know, before everything happened, teenagers don't have happy lives. The harsh thing to say. It's true. My teenage years were horrible. Sure, I won't compare them to Katya's, but still. I didn't enjoy them. You grew up on Mars, right? Yes. Mars is a hard place for an orphan teenage girl to grow up. I got through it. Everyone does. I guess. What about you? Were your teen years happy? No. I mean, it was a breeze compared to what you went through. Hey, don't do that. Do what? Invalidate your own experiences through comparison. Sure, I had a tougher time growing up, but my experiences being worse than yours doesn't mean your feelings weren't real. It's just, I know I had it easy. I mean, Luna is a beautiful place to grow up. I had loving parents and some friends. But yes, I wasn't happy. I was angry most of the time. I was angry at that Lochem left. I was angry about the war going on and on with no end in sight. Most of the time, I didn't even know what I was actually angry about. Really? You? Angry? I almost can't imagine it. Don't tease. I'm not, honestly. You're one of the calmest people I know. I wasn't always. You're a step closer to Mayvheen, standing shoulder to shoulder with her, gazing out into space. What was it like growing up on Luna? When I was a kid, Lochem and I used to stare at Earth for hours at a time. Earth gazing, we used to call it. I've heard Luna has the most fantastic views. It does, especially from the spires. We had this huge viewing port in our home. Lochem and I would turn off all the lights and sit on these soft, comfy pillows, just basking in Earth glow. He would tell me stories of Earth, about all these animals that could talk. I don't remember the specifics, but they were always talking about foxes, or wolves, or some other creatures I've only ever seen in holoflicks. That sounds precious. You two were very close? We were. He was my best friend. And then he left. I started to avoid coming near outside viewports. Why avoid them? I couldn't look out into space without being overwhelmed with sorrow. Every time I looked into the black vastness, I knew my brother was out there somewhere, fighting. I'm ashamed, and I hated him for it. He didn't have a choice. The conscriptions were mandatory. No, this was before the conscriptions were mandatory. He decided to leave out of some misplaced sense of duty. I sometimes forget you are so much younger than me. How old were you when he left? Oh, I was still just a toddler. I'm sorry. I can't imagine what that must have felt like. I've never had a brother, or a sister, or even a friend to lose. Vera, you know I think of you as a friend. Sure, we're best friends. I mean it. I really do enjoy spending time with you. That's just because you haven't spent enough time with me. You'll grow tired of me eventually. I won't. I'm not going anywhere. You say that now, but I like you, so I'll tell you this. You don't need to feel guilty when you do the inevitably change your mind. Vera, why would you say that? Because it's true. People don't like me. It isn't true, Vera. You are likable. Cyborg Vera is one of my favorite characters. I will say that. I do wish we have more. Well, we have some decent interactions with her, with our own personal player character in the future. I wish there was more. Anyways, back into it. Vera became quiet and stared out into space. Vera's voice trailed off into silence. Hey, have I ever what? There are things about me that you don't know about. Same with me, Vera. We all have our secrets. I know, but not all secrets are equal. I'm not talking about a secret crush. What kind of secrets are you talking about? The kind that can alienate people. Oh. Mayvheen glanced over at Vera. She thought of the red pillow hidden in her own bedroom. I'm intimately familiar with those kinds of secrets. I would tell you, but some secrets can do more damage than just alienating those around you. Well, I'm here if you ever need to share with a friend. The Tabitha had steadily decelerated. Had been steadily decelerating. Did not overshoot the rendezvous point with the Christopher 4. Captain Malone had been taking notes on the young commander's performance. He wanted the young man to succeed. He knew that Lochem had what it took to be captain of his own ship. The only thing he lacked was a little more confidence in his own abilities. We've reached the rendezvous, sir. No sign of Christopher 4 yet. They're probably still on their way. With the nebula's interference, we just don't know. Lochem walked over to Captain Malone. He looked concerned. Can I speak freely with you? Off the evaluation record, sir. Of course. Did I make the wrong call, sir? You know the answer. A captain always makes the right decision? Yes, even when it's the wrong one. So what do you want to know? What do you want to do now? You made a decision and it didn't go how you had hoped. It happens. It's important that you stay calm and decide on what your next course of action should be. I don't know what the right course of action is. You often won't know. There will be plenty of situations that don't have a clear right or wrong answer. But you always seem so confident. Captain Malone put his arm around the young commander's shoulders, pulling him closer. Can I let you on a secret, son? Something my first captain told me. Please, sir, I'll take all the advice that I can get. We're all just following our gut. Excuse me, sir? Me, all the other captains, Lunar Command, hell, I'm sure even the UIC Council. We're all just putting up a brave face. We make decisions that we think are right, and then we double down on those decisions. And the truth is, we're all making it up as we go. It can't be true. How old are you, Commander? I'm 31, sir. Correct me if I'm wrong. You're still waiting for that moment when you will suddenly feel all grown up, right? How? I guess. It will never come. You look at other people older than you, more successful than you, and you think they have their life together. The truth is, they were just as insecure as you are now. It'll be the same once you become a captain. You're thinking everything will fall in place, and suddenly you'll have more insight and wisdom to make the right decisions. The truth is, you'll still just be you. I can understand that, but surely you aren't just making it up as you go all the time. Well, we have operational manuals and guidelines, and my experience does count. I make better decisions now compared to when I was younger and less experienced. What I'm trying to tell you is that there will never come a time when you can look at any difficult situation and have zero doubt about how to fix it. In the end, you'll have to go with your gut and wing it. It'll make you feel like a fraud, like you don't deserve your position or rank. But you need to be careful. It can consume you. Self-doubt. Once you realize that everyone else has the same doubts and insecurities, you can rally yourself. You'll have to in order to think these things through and make the right call. So even you, when you give some orders, aren't sure that they're the right ones? Raymond laughed. Just some orders? The secret is to trust yourself and be confident. Be open to persuasion, but don't fold to pressure because it's the safe choice. Your crew needs to look up to you and feel like you have everything under control. I understand. Still not sure what to do. What you need to do is make a decision. Your call, Commander. Whatever you choose, believe in it. The crew will too. Thank you, Captain. So what will you decide? If we go looking for them, we might miss each other in transit due to the nebulae. But if we wait, they might need our help. There's no clear correct answer. There rarely is. It's like I told you. Okay, I've decided. Tabitha? For this option... Oh. All that stuff that he just told Lochem, that was some real stuff. There's some insight in this game. Like, you know, there's a lot of layers to this game, man. Like a very layered onion. A lot of layers. So good. I'll never forget my first playthrough. Falling in love with this thing. Back on point. We will wait. Let's wait at the rendezvous. If they don't arrive soon, we can always go looking for them. Yes, Commander. A good choice. Thank you. Tabitha, please open a comm channel so that I can address the crew. Done. Crew, listen up. A short while ago, we lost track of the Christopher 4. We're going to wait a little while longer for them. If we accelerate now, they are still on their way. We'll severely delay the evacuation effort. Commander Alhafa stepped forward to get a better view of all the CIC display downstairs. His eyes were scanning the screens for any signs of the Christopher 4. Increase our scan range and look for any engine or heat signatures. Yes, sir. Sir, I'm picking up something on the scanners, moving fast. Not sure what it is yet. UIC or unknown? Neither, it seems. Sir, it's projectiles heading straight for us. Possibly meteorites? Evasive maneuvers, get us out of the way. There won't be enough time. Scan shows it's not meteorites, it's debris from the Christopher 4. Push all reserve powers into dynamic armor. Fire the RCS thrusters, turn the ship to face them head on. Firing RCS. They're coming in too fast, we won't have time to complete the burn. The young commander stared at the incoming debris on the navigation displays. There was nothing he could do to avoid them. Brace for impact. The ship shook violently as the first of the larger pieces of debris slammed into the broad side of the ship. The menacing sounds of metal pelting against the metal echoed throughout the ship, only interrupted by the odd thunk when a larger piece of scorched metal collided with the Tabitha's armor. Smaller pieces of debris were instantly disintegrated, where they pierced the electrified outer layer of dynamic armor. The overhead lights flickered throughout the starship from the power drain as the onslaught of hail relentlessly continued. The bridge crew immediately started relaying information as they received reports from their stations. Several structural damage and loss of... Goddamn. What's the loss of life? Severe injury. Lochem stood hunched over on the railings. His knuckles were white and gripping the cold steel too hard. Each impact made him flinch. As acting captain, he was responsible for all the crew members on Tabitha. He didn't want to be captain anymore. He wished his evaluation was over, but he couldn't just quit. He never intended for people to get hurt. Meanwhile, in medical. Don't stand there. You are blocking the door. Bring them in and put them on one of the available beds so we can assess the damage. Ma'am, he's dead. Well then, why did you bring him here? I can't bring the dead back to life. Put him outside in the corridor next to the sealed blast door with the rest of the bodies. Over there, Matt. What are you still doing in the door? Move, Ensign. Injured people are trying to get in here. Dr. Amaya snorted angrily at the ensign before turning back to focus on the patient on the bed in front of her. Dr. Amaya, I'm busy. What is it? Oh, it's you, Lieutenant. Where can I put Vera? Over here. Dr. Amaya helped carry Vera to one of the still available beds. She was heavy, but together they managed to lift her. How bad is it? I'm not sure. We were together, waiting for our debriefing when the attack happened. It wasn't an attack. It wasn't? How do you... Check your data pad. A notification was pushed about a minute ago. Seems like it was debris from the Christopher 4. Christopher? Debris? That means... Yes, there's nothing you and I can do for them. However, I might be able to help Ensign Vera. Yaria inspected Vera's scans. Her fingers glided over the touch controls, and her eyes flitted from left to right to take in all the information. Carefully adjusted Vera's body on the bed before starting another batch of scans. Yaria read all the results as they became available. She bit on her teeth, and a frown formed on her forehead. This is most peculiar. What is it? There is something strange sewn up on her scans. Strange? That sounds ominous. I'm not sure. I'll have to take a closer look once she is stabilized. Yeah, that word. This is bad. You said you were with her when it happened. Yes. How'd you manage not to get hurt? Vera. She shoved me into the corridor when the first wave of debris hit. You were very lucky. We both were. How so? A few moments later, the blast doors came down to protect the rest of the ship from depressurizing. You would have been on the wrong side had Vera not. If it wasn't for Vera, if I had been on my own, I would be dead right now. Well, then, it's a good thing you were with each other. Looking at the extent of her injuries, I'm not sure she would be alive either if it hadn't been for you. The medical alert slowly started whining. She might not still make it. If you'll excuse me, Lieutenant. Of course. I'll go see if there's anything else I can do out there. If I find any more survivors, I'll bring them straight to you. Mayvheen took a step forward towards the door and glanced back at Vera. Dr. Amaya was frantically working to stabilize her. You're going to be okay, Vera. You're a fighter. I'm here for you. I want everyone pulling their weight. We need to repair as much damage as possible, and quickly as possible. I also want to know exactly what happened to Christopher 4. Sir, I've analyzed the debris pattern from what remained of the Christopher 4. It seemed to have been hit from behind by some sort of energy weapon. The damage patterns are consistent with international disintegration rather than accidental explosive damage. That will also explain what caused the debris to barrel forward like old Earth shotgun shrapnel. Okay, give me a full status report of the rest of the Tabitha systems. How much damage did we sustain? I took a ton of damage from the impact. We're extremely lucky to have survived. If we didn't have all the extra armor fitted, if we had been a civilian starship, I'll need extensive repairs, most of which we won't be able to complete while in space. We'll need to berth the Tabitha in a dry dock to get her fixed up. The majority of the starboard facing rooms are entirely destroyed. The miracle that we are still here. The blast shielding and bulkhead doors were able to keep the undamaged sections of the ship pressurized. Also, MedSec is filled beyond capacity. We have extensive crew injuries and several deaths. How many deaths? 27 reported so far. I expect a few more crew members won't make it through the night. Dr. Amaya? My vital monitors indicate she's still with us. Good. Liaise with her and convert the space previously reserved for the Christopher 4's crew to a triage zone for the injured. Confirm with the doctor and keep the medSec beds only for the most critical patients. Yes, Commander. With the exception of the destroyed systems, the services located broadside the ship, I've sustained very little other damage. The core is undamaged, and although we have several life support leaks, it's not critical. Our main thrust engines are also still in working condition. Our broadside RCS thrusters, however, are beyond repair, but we can still turn the ship with some creative maneuvering at the cost of using additional fuel. I'm still analyzing the rest of my systems for damage. It could take a few more hours to get the full report. Thank you, sir. With regards to repairs, we don't have enough power in the ship's energy grid to bring both the dynamic armor and our railgun systems back online. We'll need to choose one or the other. Choices. We'll increase defense and get ready to attack. We are going to increase our defenses. Let's play it safe. Restore power to our remaining armor. If we do need to fight, weapons won't mean anything if we aren't alive to use them. Yes, sir. I'll relay your commands to the repair crews. Tabitha, will you compile a report of the deceased and their details? I'd like to notify the next of kin myself. Done. I've sent a report to your personal datapad. Thank you. How could this have happened? Why didn't our sensors pick up the incoming shrapnel earlier? The cosmic radiation from the nebulae interfered with our scanners, sir. We were lucky to have had any advance warning at all. Very well. Once critical repairs are underway, I'd like to get out of here. Where to? The last known location of the Christopher 4. Let's see if we can find any evidence of what caused this. Sir, the Tabitha won't survive another attack. Wouldn't it be better if we docked at the nearest friendly UIC base to undergo repairs first? No. We have a very small window to find out who or what was responsible for the Christopher's destruction. Send a distress signal stating that we require emergency repairs and assistance. And set the meet up to the Christopher's last known position. Yes, sir. The critical repairs took longer than expected. Engineers had to use almost 3 kilometers of insulated electrical cabling with failovers, running them crisscross outside the ruptured holes of the Tabitha to complete the required circuits to get the dynamic armor functioning again. Once completed, the crews didn't waste any time to be on their way. The entire cruiser shook as the main thrust engine sputtered back to life. The loud creaking from the damaged hull caused by the acceleration was unnerving, even for the more experienced crew members. You okay? I'm fine, thanks to Vera. I heard. I'm grateful that she was there when it all happened. Me too. How's she doing? She's still with Dr. Amaya. Too soon to say. She'll pull through. Vera's a fighter. I know. Mayvheen scanned the room of scared faces, focused on the console and controls in front of them. The ship creaked. The sound echoed through the entire hull. What are the chances the ship... It won't explode, will it? I won't worry about it. The Tabitha's reinforced bulkheads are from the Terran Protector era. They were designed to withstand the pressure. I know, but the ship is in really bad shape. All it takes is for one frame to be bent outside the design parameters. Relax, Mayvheen. It's going to be okay. You don't know that. You can't know that. One of the bulkheads could be dented, or one of the inner layers could have a piece of shrapnel lodged in it. The pressure could be loosening as we speak. May. No. It could be a leak. It could lead to a catastrophic loss of Atmos. Mayvheen, breathe. I want to be okay. But, May, look at me. Lochem took Mayvheen's face in his hands. He held her cheek and whispered softly to her. Will worrying add even a single hour to your life? No. So breathe. It's going to be all right. You're right. I'm sorry. My anxiety sometimes gets too much. I'm well aware. Just give me a moment to catch my breath. Like old times when we were kids. I don't. The tickle fights. You will start hyperventilating and beg me to give you a chance to catch your breath. I can't remember any of that. You would laugh until you had tears in your eyes. You never gave up either. You always came back for more whenever I stopped. Really? You were so persistent. I will have to scold you to stop. You always wore me down. Thanks. What for? For distracting me, helping me calm down. It's what older brothers do. Lochem, what do you think caused the Christopher's destruction? Not what, who. Our analysis of the debris showed it wasn't an accident. That's terrible. Who would do such a thing? I don't know, but I intend to find out. They were attacked from behind. It's what propelled the shrapnel forward and into us. Mayvheen's eyes teared and she glanced away, not wanting to be noticed. We've lost so much. Sometimes wonder if it was all worth it. It was. It has to be. The alternative is inhumane. One of the command crew interrupted their conversation. Sir, I'm picking up a Cephilusks ship on long-range sensors. The signals are originating from where the Christopher 4 was last seen. Can we hail them or request assistance? I have been trying. They aren't responding, sir. I also haven't received any responses or acknowledgments from our distress signal. It is entirely possible that our long-range communications aren't working. The extent of the damage to my system still hasn't been fully analyzed yet. I'm waiting for more diagnostics to confirm. Very well. Continue the course. We'll make contact once they are close enough for short-range communications. Commander, a moment. What is it, Captain? That Cephilusks ship. Right at the last known coordinates of the Christopher 4, probably where it was destroyed. I am aware. Would it be wise to approach them in our current state? What are your concerns, Captain? The Tabitha is severely damaged and vulnerable. We are not sure if our distress signals for help have been going out. Cephilusks ship intends to cause us harm. We will not be able to defend ourselves or let anyone know what is happening. Are you saying we shouldn't trust our new allies? Not at all, Commander. I'm just saying we shouldn't throw caution into the wind. Especially after what happened to Capsule Colony, and now also with the Christopher 4. We have the dynamic armor layers that we managed to repair. Yes, but not having to rely on them would be a better option. Alright, you told me to trust my gut, sir, and not to fold to a safer choice. I did. With all due respect, I think this is one of those times, sir. We have a duty to investigate. Good. I might not agree with your decision, but I do believe in your method. Thank you, sir. Sir, I've just picked up a short-range communication from the Cephilusks ship. Open the comms channel. UIC Tabitha. This is the UIC... Ooh, goddamn, what is this word? Diagoltha. We'll say UIC Diag. Under Cephilusks command. We ask again, respond. UIC Diag. This is Commander Lochem Alpha from the UIC Tabitha. Can you hear us? We have received your response. Our cultural docket indicates that your ship is commanded by a Halfin. A half team. Yes, I'm currently the acting captain. No, not acting. We are only to deal with your material captain. As acting captain, I assure you. It's okay, Commander. I'll take it from here. Very well, sir. UIC Diag. This is Captain Raymond Malone. We need urgent assistance. We have sustained severe damage to our outer armor and several internal systems, including our long-range communications. Ah, Captain Malone. It is well to be met with you. I am First Shaoling Longkush. Before we proceed, we are required to go with the waves. Go with the waves? What does that mean? I'm not sure. Going with the current? Motion? Speak of your experiences, Captain. How extensive is the damage to your ship? It is rather serious, I'm afraid. Agreed. You will be easy prey for an opportunistic pirate. Why did you risk coming here in such a state? This was the last known location of the Christopher IV. You speak truth. The ship you seek is no more. My intellect tells me you already know this. Yes. Captain, does anyone else know that you are here? Did you reach out to any other humans or UIC contacts to tell them you were coming? We tried, but as you're aware, our long-range communications aren't working. Cephilusks' tiny iris is pinned, like that of an aggressive predator. Do you mean to say that if something were to happen with your ship, it would be unsolvable? The restricted zone is not safe for any species, most of all humans. We were fools to have come here. I don't like this. Was that a veiled threat? I hope not. Shaolin, I assure you, we aren't as defenseless as we might seem. As you are well aware from past experiences during the war, humans do not go down without a fight. Captain Raymond, do not be foolish. Prey rarely goes down without a fight. Putting up a fight is of no consequence for a predator. Captain, I'm detecting that several small robotic drones have launched from the UIC Diag. They're heading towards us. I'll say this. First Shaoling Longkush. What is the meaning of this? We are sending, what is the human word, Sardik, to assist you. Mayvheen, discreetly arm as many personnel from the armory as you can. Give me your nav tab so I can authorize your armory access. Do you think it will be necessary? I'm not sure if I trust them anymore. I want to be ready in case those drones aren't really the friends he's claimed them to be. If it comes down to it, our dynamic armor will destroy any drones that penetrate the outer layer. It will buy us some time to eliminate the first wave of boarding parties, but we'll be helpless against any follow-up attacks. Lochem punched in the required authorization on the nav tab to unlock the ship's armory. There, go. Hurry, and remember, be discreet. Okay. Shaoling Longkush, have you managed to relay a message to Lunar Command of our situation? I have not. I would prefer not to. Not yet. May I ask why not? The outcome of our meeting has not yet sunk into the depths of clarity. You have to admit, the circumstances of our meeting are unfortunate. We arrive at the last known location of a destroyed ship, only to find our Cephilusks friends waiting for us. It is as you say, we came to investigate the missing ship, like you. And what are the results of your investigation? The ship was destroyed, not an unexpected outcome for this part of space. After all, the restricted zone is dangerous. Is it because, did you? No, Captain. Do not ask what you intend to ask, lest you cause a great offense. Tread with caution. I have not yet decided what the message to your lunar command will report. There's still so much that could go wrong here. First Shaoling Longkush, I don't think I like your implied threat. Threat? We aren't threatening you. You assume our words are veiled in deceit. I do, but let's speak plainly. Cephilusks value truth, do you not? It is so. Then return the favor. Speak your truth with us. Captain, you might not know this, but we were instructed to conceal our truth when dealing with humans. Why? Who instructed you? Our cultural mediators and diplomats. We were told that humans aren't always ready to listen to truth. So you intentionally deceive us? Yes. You humans are so obsessed with diplomacy. More often than not, the truth is not beneficial to diplomacy. Neither is manipulation. Manipulation? Captain, you misunderstand. We do not conceal our truth to manipulate. We conceal our truth to preserve our new fragile friendship. So pretend I'm not human. Pretend that the UIC Tabitha is a Cephilusks ship. Speak your truth. Very well, if you wish it to be so. I do. Cephilusks' eyes flashed predatory anger again. Captain Raymond, if you were a Cephilusks speaker like we are pretending, you would be stripped of your rank. No, you do not fear the Concordat. You have no reverence for it. To you it is something common, something that just is. You do not remember what others will never forget. Before the Concordat, the universe was chaos. You have no understanding of the sacrifices that were made, the billion souls that were extinguished to bring shape, form the Concordat. Humans are still a young species. You are arrogant and impulsive. You have to put the Concordat's strength in jeopardy by coming here with a damaged ship. We have to know who was responsible. Be quiet, youngling. You should not have come here in your current state. The Concordat must be seen as an unbreakable force of might. There is intricate dance of strength and integrity. We are both part of this movement. But how does us coming here? I said be silent. In your heart, you still suspect that it was us that destroyed your Christopher. If you had arrived before us, if we had not come to also investigate, you would have been easy prey for even the smallest pirate frigate. Look at yourself. You can see the engines of your cruiser. You are bleeding life support into space even as we speak. You are wounded prey. If word spreads that a pirate frigate had overpowered one of the mighty United Interstellar Concordat ships, what do you think would happen? No, Captain. You also do not get to answer. It is clear that you do not think at all. The Concordat has many friends. For each friend, we have many more enemies. There are still species and entities that aren't willing to let go of the old ways. To them, it would be a rallying call that would smell the blood in the water. If they united, they could overthrow the Concordat. You almost single-handedly plunged the known universe back into chaos. You are being overly dramatic, don't you? Dramatic? We're only as strong as our weakest ally. Humanity should not have been allowed into the Concordat. You said it then, I'm saying it now. And with your conduct, you're saying it yourself. May I speak now? Very well. What seems like weakness to you is our strength. Yes, we can be arrogant and impulsive. That is what drives our innovation and determination. You've seen it yourself. We were told we couldn't join the Concordat. We were told we are too young and that it would be impossible. Yet here we are, allies in the Concordat. So I ask you, do what you intend to do. It has already been done. Lochem and the rest of the command crew were watching the various information screens tracking the squid-like drones launched from the UIC Diag. The room was tense. No one knew if this would be how they spent their last moments alive. The drones were now mere seconds away from reaching the Tabitha. Lochem discreetly opened a private comms channel. May, the drones are seconds away. Are you ready in case everything goes to... I'm ready. I've been distributing weapons to any crew that I could find. I pray that we won't need to fire them. I know. Me too. Be careful, sis. A young ensign near Lochem whimpered when the drones latched onto the Tabitha's armor. For a moment, nothing happened until the welding lasers on the drones fired up. The relief in the room was immense as the command crew watched the drones start to weld the ruptured armor plates together. The ship would still need extensive repairs beyond the capabilities of the drones, but they did a better job than the repair crew could do from inside the ship. We've relayed your location stats to your lunar command, the UIC leadership. We've also made clear how distasteful and foolish your actions have been today. We are to escort you to the nearest gate and ensure that your ship is ready to make the jump to the Soul Gate. Thank you. Do not thank me. Humanity might as well lose their concordant standing after today. You are not fit to be in the fold. We'll see. Indeed, we will, Captain. Any members of a flock who keep on endangering the whole community is eventually ostracized by the group. And if the Cephilusks are always there when something goes wrong, how many times could that happen before their good intentions are questioned? It is as you say, Captain. But you and I have never met before now. Between the two of us, only you have been present every time something went wrong. We continue to see enemies everywhere. The person who is struck blind by paranoia sees only darkness. From his perspective, even his friends are terrifying threats lurking in the shadows. This has been enough diplomacy. Come, let's escort you to the gate. The drones that latched onto the Tabitha angled themselves to function as auxiliary retrograde thrusters to compensate for the ones destroyed by the debris from the Christopher 4. Thanks to their assistance, the Tabitha was able to maneuver more freely. Together, the UIC Tabitha and the UIC Diag started the journey towards the closest gate. Are these the prisoners? Yes, First Shaolin. And they are conscious and conductive for our conversation? It is as you say. Good. Let them speak. The repulsive preacher made a grandeur effort to bow before the Cephilusks. You must be the first Shaolin aboard this ship. It is so. Have you come to reward us for destroying the human transport ship? Reward? Ah, I have need for clarity on your action. Why? Why? Does the Cephilusks not oppose the humans? That is of no concern to you. Am I to believe that your vessel destroyed the human ship to help the Cephilusks cause? Of course. What other reason could there be? Enlighten me. Since when do the pirates and scavengers in the restricted zone think so highly of the Cephilusks cause? We have always thought highly of the Cephilusks cause. I see. What do you feel will be a fitting reward for your action? Whatever you see fit. We live only to serve the opulent Ceph. Very well then. Take them to the airlocks. Dispose of this filth. The airlocks? Wait, no. We did you a favor. A favor? By attacking a ship belonging to the fellow UIC member species? Yes, you never wanted the humans in the Concordat. That is so, but the tides have changed. What is. This is the new way. Away with them. It doesn't have to be like this. We can change the tides again. Rid the universe of the humans. We have friends in the Concordat working towards just that. In the High Council itself. Do not be a fool. Wait, what did you say? I apologize for calling you a fool. It's just that it would... No, before that. About friends in the Concordat? Yes. Who is this friend in the High Council? Did I say that? Surely you misheard. I assure you, I did not. Who is this friend? I don't know who it is. But do you know? That's all I know. In that case, you are no further value. Airlocks. No, wait. There's something else. Please, don't throw us in the airlocks. That will depend on what you know. Fine. All I know is that we were supposed to get the access codes to the Soul Gate. Only a UIC ship will have those codes, and they are each unique and traceable. Exactly. That's why we need to liberate a code from a ship that can't be traced back to the High Council, a non-Cephilusks ship. We were hoping this Christopher ship would have one, but they did not. What do you intend to do with the code? Our council friend had offered a magnificent bounty for such a code. If anyone procures one, it is to be handed off to a Semishar broker for payment. You know nothing else? That is all I know. I swear it. Very well. I will honor our deal. You won't be thrown out in the airlocks. I reward you justly. Thank you. You are most gracious, and throw them in the bio-organic recyclers. It is a just reward for murder and treason. Wait, no, wait, no, no. It's better to be a dog in times of tranquility than a human during interesting times. You and I cannot choose our time. It is thrust upon us. We can only choose to rise to the occasion or drown in the chaos. These are our times. What happens next is up to you. For you and I now become we and us. I, Rilo. All right, and that is the end of episode 2. Now we are officially continuing on with the main story. And the next part, we will be continuing episode 3 with now our player character coming into the main story cast. And the game will start opening up bit by bit. As always, everyone, I thank you all for taking time to get this far in the video. And I apologize about my voice acting. Try to make it a little more lively, interesting, especially for these text visual novel games. I hope everyone who does take interest into these videos and first peeks into this story has the chance to at least play the game for himself. I've also linked the Steam page and Patreon in the first video, and it is free on Steam, I believe, if I remember correctly still. So anybody can come test it out. But aside from that, I thank you all for watching. I hope to catch you on the next one. Take care.